Welcome back to my channel. I am so glad that you are here. And today, well, this will be the last video for today, I should say. So I hope that you have had a great day thus far, or whatever time of the day you're actually viewing this video. So here we go. All Ashanti and Nelly fans, come gather, come gather, come gather. You may have heard or you may have not, but I want to go ahead and announce and share that apparently their new reality TV show, which is, I believe, titled We Belong Together, well, it's set to premiere in June of this year. So hopefully in the next few weeks or so. Yeah, so celebration for all of those who are excited for this show. And I know a lot of y'all are. So that being said, it looks like it's going to be an 8-episode show. It's going to do a little bit behind the scenes to see how things run in, decision making and all that good stuff. And, a lot of family, a lot of love kind of representation here for the show. They have promised it's not going to be that kind of drama type of show. So therefore, this should be one for the books. A lot of you may already be fully familiar with Nelly's repertoire in reality TV shows that have been pretty successful over the years that he has actually participated in those and continue to run in, on different channels at this point as well. So yeah, I think this is going to be a big blockbuster situation for them for sure. And I think a lot of that's going to be for the family aspect and Ashanti. So I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm pretty sure you guys are too, if you are fans. So therefore, let's get into some of the details because we are getting closer and closer to the reveal. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So according to US Magazine and a whole lot of other outlets, it is sharing that Nelly and Ashanti are getting their reality show and following their lives as the newlyweds is basically what the premise is going to be about this show. Now, 7 months after giving birth, Ashanti surprised Nelly by paying tribute to him while he was honored with the Landmark Award at the 2025 iHeartRadio Music Awards in March. And I did do a video on that also on the platform, so you hadn't had an opportunity to see that. Definitely take a look on that one. Now, Nelly created a movement, shaped the culture, and made history doing it, Ashanti had said of her partner. I'm so proud to honor Country Grammar and the talented guy who made it. Now, Nelly and Ashanti are giving fans an inside look at their love story with an upcoming reality show. Now, Peacock had announced on Friday, May 9th, that the unscripted series titled Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together has been greenlit. The show will follow Nelly 50 and Ashanti's journey as they tackle life as a newlywed married couple. Now, the press release teased that Nelly and Ashanti 44 will reignite their love, navigate the ups and downs of newlywed life and the challenges of parenthood while juggling their thriving careers. Now, Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together will also be a fun-filled exploration of love's second chances. Now, in addition to starring in the show, Nelly and Ashanti will serve as executive producers. Nelly and Ashanti, We Belong Together is scheduled to premiere in June. Ashanti and Nelly have a lot of history. The pair were first linked in 2003 after meeting at the Grammy Awards. They dated off and on until 2013. After a decade apart, they rekindled their romance, making it official in October 2023. But if I'm not mistaken, I think there was a post that Ashanti had did that said they actually went out to 2014. But I think that's pretty much navigating it. But they kind of stay in that 10-year span, right? So now, 2 months later, Us Weekly have broke the news that Ashanti was pregnant with her and Nelly's first child. Now, Nelly is father to daughter Chanel, 31, and son Cornell, 26, whom he welcomed with ex Shanetta Valentine. He also adopted late sister Jacqueline Donahue's 2 children, Sydney, 27, and Sean, 26, following her passing from cancer in 2005. Now, in December 2023, Nelly and Ashanti tied the knot, and at the time, Ashanti gushed about how excited she was to embark on this new chapter of her life. This new year of my life is such a blessing, full of love, hope, and anticipation, she told Essence in April 2024. I probably did a full video on that as well. So if you haven't seen that one and you wish to, go ahead and check that one out as well. Motherhood is something that I have looked forward to. Now, Nelly and Ashanti welcomed son Kareem in July of 2024, and the Hot in Here rapper later confessed that marriage wasn't on his mind initially, but her pregnancy had sparked the idea. We hadn't talked about it yet, Nelly said during a March episode of the Bootleg Kev podcast. We hadn't talked about any of that yet. I was like, yo, let's just knock this out because we're going to be doing so much and everything's going to be moving so fast. And I didn't want her to be, well, a baby mama. 7 months after giving birth, Ashanti surprised Nelly by paying tribute to him while he was honored with the Landmark Award at the 2025 Heart Radio Music Awards in March. And she said again that Nelly had created the movement, shaped the culture, and made history doing it. She was extremely proud of the person that he is and for the fact of what he has been able to accomplish in his career. So there you have it. It looks like things are all systems a go-go, and it appears that we are going to get the very much, I believe, anticipated, hoping for coming real soon reality show that is Nelly and Ashanti. Now, some people are going to watch it for what they hope is going to be the fun-loving, family-filled atmospheric that we see mostly on their, clips and stuff like that on social media. And there's going to be some who are looking to see if there's going to actually be a crash and burn situation with this one. Me personally, my thoughts, I think it's going to be just fine. And the reason why I feel this way, well, they're grown. That's number one. And number two, this is not, at least Nelly's first time around the bend. I do believe that Ashanti is going to be in good hands as far as that's concerned. And one thing that actually is a good thing is that both of them are executive producers on this project, which I would expect nothing else on that, because at the end of the day, I do not see them doing anything that doesn't allow them to actually be in the moving forward front seat of their situation. So I think it's going to be fine on that front. I know a lot of times people think that relationships kind of just go to falter and die when they get upon a reality show. My thoughts personally is I don't think that's really how it works. I think that it can jumpstart the separation that was already brewing before they actually got on the show. I do think sometimes people will get on a show, that's just my thoughts anyways, in a troubled situation, think that maybe this might help their situation, and then it usually doesn't. Or some that look like, well, you know what, let's get on to the situation in case it doesn't work, and we want to have something to fall back on. We've heard of, rumblings of that in certain aspects of other marriages that have been in reality shows that did not work out in that same kind of fashion. I do not think or see that that's going to be the case here. I think that there's so much love and so much anticipation within themselves that I don't think that's going to be a problem for them. Do I think we're going to see the most heaviest of series of things? Maybe not, but it will answer a lot of questions, I think, for a lot of fans about a lot of things that we have actually witnessed over the last few months in particular as well. Maybe some are going to be looking for some clarification for things and how things were actually portrayed in their setting at the time that those certain things were happening and going on. So it'll be interesting to see how they navigate the decision making that they both have to, do in their careers, as well as, family life as well. Now, I know that there was a lot of conversation surrounding one of the interviews that was pretty much shared in this particular article, where Nelly had basically said, hey, yeah, let's go ahead and go. I'm going to do the marriage thing, obviously, because I don't want her to be a baby mom. I knew this is what she wanted to have, the marriage and all that good stuff. And here's my thoughts on that, because I know some people were really, really concerned about that, and to the extent of, oh my gosh, I knew that was all this was about. He just didn't want to make her baby mama. Here's my thing. If you have kids, you're a baby mama. I never understood the differentiation of that. I know what it's implying, but the bottom line is, if you are a mother of a child, then you are a baby mama. Okay. But that's just my thoughts on that. I don't think this is anything that should be stated to make anyone feel bad, or whether you're married to the father or not. That's up to you. That's your personal business, right? So at the end of the day, we don't live in your relationship. So if the situation is such that you guys aren't married, and that's your business, your choice, your situation. And if you are, more power to you. Not all two-parent family situations are always the best situations, and not all single situations are the worst situations. It's a mixed bag, and it just depends on the people. But I digress. So with that being said, also, I personally felt that, looking at the ages, I know sometimes, we look at these people, they're so beautiful, or they look so youthful, and without a doubt, they most certainly are. But this couple here is grown, okay? They're not young kids anymore. They haven't been for a while. They just preserve very well. And quite frankly, I love to know the skincare on that. But I say that to say, they know what they're doing. They're full-grown adults. And here's the bottom line. I personally thought when they got back together that we were going to get a baby announcement first anyways. Because at the end of the day, Ashanti was 43 years old. Yes, there are definitely conversations surrounding fertility and whether it's easy for some or easy for not. We're not going to get into all of that. But the bottom line is, look, they knew each other already for years. They've been dating exclusively and not exclusively for on and on, and off and on, or whatever the case, for so many years. They knew each other. There's no doubt about that. So at the end of the day, if it was going to happen in marriage, great. If it wasn't, then that's great too. It really was going to be their situation because they're the ones that got to live it, right? So I personally did feel like it was going to go in that order: a baby announcement first, right? Because I thought, oh yeah, we're going to get on that right away, right? If that's what we want, right? And then a wedding, because a wedding is a party anyways. It's really about the marriage and the coupling of the individuals. Now, I'm not saying to say that I don't agree with doing the marriage thing, because I think it's a lovely thing when you have two individuals who are not toxic, who are healthy individuals, who make healthy, responsible decisions for their family, for their situation, and can actually bring a family setting to fold in the most loving, non-toxic, safe environment. And I think that was going to happen irregardless. All families are made up in many different spheres. They're made up in just different configurations. And we just have to learn to respect those that do what they do for what is best for them. And if it's not affecting you, what difference does it make? So at the end of the day, I think that, and only in that area do I say that, not across everything. There are things where it matters how people are being treated or things that are being done, and how that should affect you in an empathetic way. But that's a different conversation for a different topic altogether. But right now, as we say, this is a great opportunity for these two to, have another venue to showcase everything that's going on. I do wonder how long it will take as far as which episode 1, 2, or 3 where it's going to go completely viral. I think pretty much as soon as the credits roll, it's going to be going viral. But it's going to be fun to see the ride, and whether they will continue on beyond this 8-episode thing will probably really depend on how they felt about the filming, the process of that, because that could be really grueling, as all of us can ascertain to, or fully aware of what you see in the background, or if you ever had an opportunity to be on a show. And so we'll just have to see how it all falls out. I think it's gonna be a lot of laughter, a lot of jokes, a lot of funny moments, because Nellyville was like that as well, as far as the family component. And I really liked that about Nellyville, because I liked the him with his children and his niece and nephew, and that component of the story. I appreciated seeing that from him and just the family, and they're all funny. So just a delight to watch. So with that being said, I think I will wrap up this video right about here and bid you adieu. I hope that you enjoyed the videos that were shared today. Definitely make sure that you do check out the other two that I uploaded to the platform if you haven't had an opportunity. The first one, more like appreciate rather than enjoy, because considering the nature of it, right, is the Menendez brothers have a change of situation. So definitely check out that video if you haven't already done so. Let your leave your sort of thoughts in the comment section of that video. I'd love to know what you're thinking about that whole situation. Also too, I just dropped a video a few hours ago about Belichick and his new lady love, and how the family are reportedly digging into some background. Definitely would love to know your thoughts on that one. So please go ahead and take a look at that one if you haven't had an opportunity to do, and leave your thoughts and comments down there as well. And of course, I'd love to know if you're excited for this show, thoughts about what you think here. I know some people are a little bit cautious and nervous about how this may turn out. I think they will be fine. And I also think that, they're at a position in life that if it doesn't work for them, they'll just move ahead and pivot to something else. And you'll just have to be really just enjoying the love and what it all has to offer in the social media streets. Also too, I know there's a lot of individuals who maybe live abroad and was really concerned about how they would actually be able to watch this particular show, because it's going to be streaming on Peacock, I believe, and only on Peacock. So I think that if you probably just follow some of the fan pages out there on Instagram, you probably will come across an opportunity in a way how you can actually take a look at this show if interested. So that being said, I'm going to bid you adieu. That is going to do it for today. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I so appreciate it. Definitely make sure you have your all notification bells on, because I'll be dropping some videos again for tomorrow with new stories, and I definitely want to know your thoughts on those. And for sure, if you are new here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, be part of the family. I would so love to have you. I would so appreciate to have you here. And definitely for those who are already part of the family, thank you so much for your continued viewing and listening support. I appreciate it so very much. And so with that, again, I will bid you take care, be blessed, and until next time, bye.